Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of Progress. Did you notice that I didn't introduce myself with my name this time? I'm going to stop doing that, okay? So I probably did a lot of people a favour by not doing that. I watched some of the videos, some of the past videos, and I realised that I sound like a dick introducing myself with my full name at the start of every video. So I'll save you guys the pain of listening to my whole name at the start of the episode. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching the series can either look at the bottom the name of the video series, or some people probably know who I am before they watch the video. So I'm gonna stop saying my name. Let's just put it that way. So today I wanted to do some Q&As, some hot and sweaty Q&As. It's hot in here. My fan's not working, the aircon's not working today, so I'm gonna have to sweat it out. I got my BSN Amino X, just so I don't turn catabolic. Stay anabolic throughout my Q&A at BSN Amino X, available at massivejoes.com. So we're gonna do some Q&A for you guys today. I got some questions sent in. First question is from Jacob Vose. He says, he just wrote increasing deadlift strength. So I'm guessing he's saying how to help increase deadlift strength. If that's what your question is, Jacob, I'm not a huge believer in deadlifts. I definitely am not a big believer of, of how heavy I can lift on a deadlift. I just stimulate the muscle. Any bodybuilder that I've worked with, well, most bodybuilders that I've worked with that carry a ton of muscle, usually wouldn't do a hell of a lot on squats, wouldn't do tons of weight on the deadlift. It's more just stimulating the muscle group. If you're a powerlifter, different story. Train for strength, talk to people that know, that have a powerlifting background. But for me as a bodybuilder, my answer is so basic. I really don't care about the weight. I just care about the stimulation of the muscle and how much of the muscle that I'm recruiting, really. Yes, weight is a factor, but it's not something that I'm really concerned about. Yeah, there's not really a hell of a lot more that I can say about that. I've answered that in questions in the past before. So moving on to Samson. Samson says, does a higher body fat or lower body fat create a better environment for muscle building, or does it not matter at all? This is a good question, Samson. Nice, I like it. My answer to that would be, I think that from past experience, I was, well, I suppose every bodybuilder does it. They go through the off season where they just get crazy fat, just eating everything in sight, and just because they weigh a ton on the scales, they think that they've made good progress, but they haven't really done anything but give themselves more work to get all the fat off. And I did that. I competed at, what was it, maybe 2010 or something like that. And I competed at about 85 kilograms. And then 6 months later in the off season, I was 120 kilograms. So, I was walking around the gym, doing these ones like everybody else does, like a hero. But at the end of the day, I was just fat. There was no quality muscle there at all, and I do feel that muscle gain is definitely hindered when you've got higher body fats. So when you're leaner, your body, your metabolism works better, your body works better, your digestion works better. You can assimilate proteins, carbohydrates, everything I find is better when you're a little bit leaner. Now I'm not saying that you have to be under 8% body fat in the off season, but I think that if you can still sort of see your abs, if your abs are visible, that's what off season should be like. We should still look like bodybuilders in the off season. A lot of guys, if you look at them in the off season, you wouldn't even know that they're bodybuilders. They just look like they're rugby players or wrestlers or something. Like you wouldn't even know. So I think that bodybuilders do have to stay relatively lean, and I think that has a lot to do with hormones as well. If you're in shape and you stay relatively lean, you're not going to have any negative hormone effects as well that are going to retard muscle growth. That's just my take on it anyway, and from my own experience, I've been able to see the muscle when I'm leaner. I'm able to to see the changes as well. It's not covered under, you know, a whole bunch of fat. So if I'm trying to bring up weak areas, I like to see whether the area is improving, and if I'm fat, I can't see anything. So that's really my answer to that. Aaron Ludwig says, Jake, what's your favourite supplement? If you could pick only one, what would it be? Aaron, I'd have to say just basic protein powder, man. That's something that I really wouldn't be able to live without, especially just for everyday sort of things. Like if, you know, most of the time I have my days planned, I know what I'm gonna do, but if I have to go out, if someone comes in, if just whatever, personal things come up, and you can't get a meal in, solid food, then next best thing is to have a meal replacement shake, protein shake. So that would have to be probably my favourite supplement, just because I do use it a lot when I'm travelling, or just when I can't get a solid meal in. Neil Jones, hey Jake, lagging body parts, how often can they be trained in 1 week? Everybody's different. I think I answered this last week or the week before, but I train them once every 5 days for all major body parts. Calves, I'd probably do once every second or third day, but majority of the time everything gets hit once every 5 days. But like I said, in saying that, my biceps were a lagging point for me. So if they've pulled up 3 days after I've trained, then I'll train them again. And it doesn't matter what I train them with. I might do quads and biceps, like something. It really doesn't matter, as long as I prioritize the weak points and they've recovered. I'm gonna make sure that they've recovered. So it doesn't really matter, man. You've really got to work it out, Neil, what works for you. There's no real set answer, nothing set in concrete for that. Josh Blake says, what's your favourite Ben & Jerry's flavour ice cream? I don't know, last week was like the first time that I ate a whole bunch of flavours when I went to Adelaide with Massive Joe's. After the store appearance, we all went back to Joe's house, and across the road from his house, he has a service station that sells all the Ben & Jerry's. So I think we got about 4 or 5 different tubs. I can't remember the names because the names are retarded on those things, but they were all good. I love them all. So I got no idea. I think one of them had like marshmallow chunks in it and caramel and stuff, and there was a banana one that had hazelnuts and bananas, and there was so many different types. It was quite overwhelming for someone with a sweet tooth like me. But you know, I do like ice cream. Ice cream would have to probably be my favourite cheat meal. Normally on a Saturday night or a Sunday night, if I'm not contest dieting, I'll just get a big bowl and just fill it with whatever ice cream. For me, my favourite ice cream would have to be mint choc chip. Anything mint choc chip or pistachio, that's my flavour. Have anything else, but don't touch those 2 flavours, otherwise there'll be some serious problems. So that's the answer to that. Next question, Christian Gullickson. I'll answer this with Matt Adams' question as well, because it's very, very similar. Christian says, like Matt Adams said, what are your thoughts on carb backloading, especially if doing the Y3T program? Well guys, this is a question that I do not know a hell of a lot about. I believe and understand that carb backloading is you eat all your carbohydrates just around your workout. So if you train in the afternoon, you won't have any carbs all throughout the morning until you train. So it's all got to do with glycogen storage or something like that. Like I said, I don't know much about it. All I can tell you is how I eat my carbohydrates. I eat them throughout the whole day. I keep a steady amount of carbohydrates, probably about 80, maybe between 50 and 80 grams of carbs, like every single meal, from breakfast all the way until bed. Like I still eat oats before I go to bed. If it's within my daily limits and that's what I'm requiring, then I'll eat it. Even when I'm in pre-contest diet though, I still, whatever my carbs are at the end of the day, if I have like 300 grams carbs and that's supposed to last me the whole day, I'll just space it out over the whole day. You know, you can do certain things, just put on your workouts and stuff, but I find that I want to have a constant energy pretty much throughout the whole day, so that's why I just split my carbs. But majority of carbs will be around my workout, but I still get them in every meal. So I'll have to do a little bit more research on carb backloading because, like I said, I don't really know. James Hunt says, most effective rep ranges for size and strength, and what is the lowest rep range you would recommend? James, I think the most effective rep range is between 8 and 12 repetitions, I think, for bodybuilding. The lowest I would recommend is 6 to 8 reps. But I don't think that that's the most productive. I did 6 to 8 reps for many years, and I only found that once I started increasing the reps between 8 and 12, I started to not so much with the strength, that didn't really faze me too much, but the size came on. I used to be a lot stronger, so you would think that, I know people say a stronger muscle is always a bigger muscle, but in my case it wasn't. I found once I learned how to actually train the muscle and train it more effectively, I didn't have to use as much weight and the muscle grew. So I would say between 8 and 12 reps. But you see me with my Y3T training, I'm changing the reps every week. So it's always changing. Jaden Seracino says, how often do you see someone to repair muscle tissue, strength, tension, stretching? Example, physio, myo. Do you ever get dry needling done or deep tissue massage mobilization? I've said this in past episode, I covered this, Jaden. I get 2 myotherapies a week. You know, and I think that's played a huge part in me not getting injured. And it's something that I'll always keep up. But just that and foam rolling. I've got a foam roller, my legs, my hamstrings, my back, whatever I can get with the foam roller, I do as much as I can as well. But that's really it. Chiropractor once every fortnight usually, just to make sure that everything's in line. And that's it. Mike Pearson says, how old were you when you won your first overall bodybuilding title? Mike Pearson, for those of you who don't know, he is the junior WFF Mr. Universe. He won it this year, so thanks for sending the question, Mike. How old was I think it was 2011. 2011. I was 23 or 24. I think it was before November, so I would have been 23. So 23 when I won my first overall at a bodybuilding competition. And that is it for questions. That's it for progress. That's it this week. This week is done. It's a wrap. So don't forget to subscribe to Massive Joe's YouTube channel. Stay up to date with everything that all the guys are doing, not just me. And check out all their new apparel as well. Got some really cool training stuff, which is good. When I was there on the weekend, I did a little shopping spree, grabbed myself a whole bunch of new things. So definitely check those out, guys. And I will see you for training in the next episode. See you later.